Hello, everybody, and welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to another edition of the Kyle and Dan Show, otherwise known as the Votacall webinar. This will be our last webinar of the year. We'll give everybody just a couple minutes to join us here, but this will be our last webinar of the year. So we decided to get decked out in wintry holiday / garb. I have my Clark Griswold shirt on.
Nice.
Which is a favorite piece of favorite piece of clothing of mine this time of year. It's very fun to wear it out and about, get lots of attention. And Kyle, you are today, I won't say impersonating a snowboarder, but
I'm ready to hit the mountain, man. I'm ready to go.
Didn't you go last weekend?
Went last weekend. They only had one lift open, and everybody in New England decided to go to Sunday River on Saturday. So the line was huge. We waited in line for 20 minutes, and I was like, either wait an hour or we get out of here. So we left.
Oh, all right. Well,
this Sunday though,
like
this Sunday
back
up there.
Yeah, on our webinar yesterday, I made note of those goggles. I mean, they are impressive. They're still impressive even today, and I saw them yesterday. All right, so it looks like we just have a couple more people trickling in here. We're gonna have some fun today. We do have some trivia for you guys, but before we get started with that, first of all, thank you for being here. I am Dan, and
I am Kyle.
All right, see, there we go. All right, everybody knows their role now, and so I'm really happy that you guys are here. Thank you very much. We appreciate you guys attending these. As you know, we've been doing this probably just over a year and a half now, really dabbling into different subjects. Today's is about moves, and the reason that we chose the move process today was because, we've had a lot of people moving lately, and we realized that, there were probably some things that we could talk about. The beauty of a hosted voice over IP deployment is 100% how easy it is to move, and how it's kind of light lifting, to be fair. And so what we wanted to do was to kind of just give you guys some insight into how we do that. In addition, we always try to pick a topic that allows us to get a little bit better as a company. And we felt like this was one of those areas where we actually saw some room for improvement. And we'll show you how in just a few minutes, because we're unveiling today. We're unveiling our new webpage. To be fair, we unveiled it yesterday, but you guys came to the second session, and so we have a new webpage that you can go to and fill it in if you're doing that. I appreciate whoever's throwing that out there right now, having some fun. It's Kyle. I thought it was Bernadette. I can't lie to you. All right, and so before we get started, though, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Down there at the bottom, you've got your links tab, and you've also got a questions tab. Feel free to throw any question you'd like in there. Remember that support for Votacall is always included, 24/7, 365, stateside support, always included. So that includes you asking a question right now if you'd like. We're happy to jump in here and answer it. Even if it doesn't have anything to do with moves, we'll get back to you after this is over. If there is anything that you want to let us know. And Kyle's going to talk to you a little bit about the questions tab in a few minutes, because our trivia you'll be doing some question answers in there. Okay, on our links page, let's go through that. We have the My Votacall portal, which is obviously the brains, or where you go to program the Votacall solution, the Votacall One solution. We have the Votacall One training library, where we have training videos on how to do a lot of the things that we've talked about during our webinars. We have the Votacall One webinars page, where any of the webinars that we've done, we pick usually whichever one we thought was the better of the two every time we do one of these, and we throw it up there. So we'll be adding this one after today. And I say that we'll be adding this one because I know that already, because yesterday my computer decided to have a really rough day. And so I guess I was pretty choppy on the last one. Am I choppy today?
Much, much better today.
Fantastic. So just below that is the Votacall support link, which is where you can go to reach our support team. There's the Votacall values, which talks a little bit about who we are. We did a webinar on that. There's the customer love page, where if any of you guys would, it is a page that I'm sort of in charge of, but that's where we let people, tell their stories about being with Votacall. We'd be really excited if any of you guys wanted to join the customer love program. Just let us know. And then we've got LinkedIn. So if you aren't friends with us on LinkedIn already, please fly on over there. I feel like our whole webinar is going to be links pretty soon, by the way, if we keep this. And then right below that is the move checklist. So that is the drum roll, please. That is the new page that we've developed if you are moving. But let's go through some of the things that we need for that. And so we'll start doing the slides here on the customer move process. So what are we learning? Well, we're talking about the move process, shared office environments, tips and tricks, and then do some resource training and material as always. So you're moving to a new space. Let us know as soon as you can for a smooth transition into your new office space, preferably 2 weeks notice. Again, as I said, the beauty of, and we'll talk a little bit about this as we go through the slides, but the beauty of having a hosted voice over IP system is how easy it is to move. As a matter of fact, I was talking to a prospective client 2 days ago, and they are signing on with us and they're going to move in a few months. And so their plan was to move, in a few months. But after talking to them for a little while, they realized that maybe they'd move to the new phone system right away. And that way their move actually becomes a lot easier. And we'll talk about why. So what info does Votacall need? Well, we're going to need a move-in date. We need a new address because we have to re-register all of your phone numbers, or your main phone number at least, with the new address for 911 purposes. We also have some other, if you're using our E911 for location services, et cetera, we need to make sure those changes are made. And then the next question is do you need any additional phones? Oftentimes people are moving into bigger spaces and they're going to need new rooms, and maybe they want us to talk to their audio-visual team about what we're doing in conference rooms, et cetera. Maybe they have more common space, or maybe the other way around. Maybe they're actually downsizing a little bit. And so as we finish these slides up, by the way, Kyle is going to start firing away some holiday/Christmas trivia for you guys. So I'm going to let him go ahead and fire the first question off. So go ahead, Kyle, it's your turn.
All right, we got 12 questions. Throw your answers in the questions tab, and we're just going to draw a name out of the hat because we have a great prize today. We're going to give away a really nice pickleball set, a Votacall branded pickleball set. We are stepping up our merchandise game here.
Yes, right. We are. I know we normally have hats and all kinds of other things for you guys. By the way, our CEO plays pickleball every day. And he does not live in Boston, by the way, but he plays every single day. And he went out and found amazing pickleball rackets that we were able to brand. I guess they're like graphite honeycomb something or other, but he has some really expensive rackets, and he says he actually prefers to play with the Votacall racket. So this isn't like some, I don't know, like one of those toys you get in the Cracker Jack box. Like, this is the real deal. So, all right. So Kyle, first question. Sorry.
All right. In Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, what is the name of Grinch's dog?
All right. So if you know who Grinch's dog was and what this dog's name was, you can go ahead and throw it in the questions tab, and we'll jump on to the next slide here. So let's take a peek. All right. So additional information that we're going to need. Will all the staff be moving, or will some of your staff continue to work from the current location? Again, that's one of the reasons why moving with a voice over IP system is so great, because the phone can work anywhere that you have an internet connection. So if you get a new internet connection at the new space, you can move teams. These 4 people can move, then these 5 people can move, or maybe you are just splitting up and you're moving, but half the team's going to stay behind. Maybe there's an acquisition, merger, who knows? But there's a lot of different things that could happen there. And so we're going to ask that question as well. Kyle, fire away.
Excellent. In the United States, over 2 billion of these are sent each year at Christmas time. What are they?
2 billion.
2
All right.
billion.
2 billion.
I want to be in that
right.
business.
You wonder why the postman's drunk in the Christmas movie. All right, so let's keep going here. All right. So what more information that we're going to ask for? Is the new space a new build out? Do you already have desks, wiring in place? This is a work in progress. we need to try to understand that. We're going to help you and assist you in whatever way we can. As a matter of fact, just to give you guys an idea, once a ticket is created on your move, you're going to be assigned a project manager. That person's going to guide you through the whole move, make sure that everything's coordinated from an IT perspective, everything's coordinated from our end, addresses, phone numbers, all that stuff is moved through the system by your project manager. They'll even attend, move meetings if you're having those. A lot of times, if it is a brand new build out of a new space, meaning, we gutted it and now we're putting new walls in, et cetera, we're going to jump on those calls. And on those calls, we'll talk about the server room and do the doors have locks yet? And so on. Can we bring equipment? When are desks being delivered? Furniture, we'll help coordinate this. We move a lot of people. As you can imagine, doing what we do, there's a lot of people who move every year or every 5 years or every 10 years, and we're moving those folks. So we've gotten pretty good at it. Kyle, what's the next question?
Oh, this next question has to do with your background and your jersey.
Batting 1,000. All right, let's go.
How many lights were on the Griswold's house in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
Look right there behind you and start counting, folks. It's like one of those jars with gumballs in it. You can do it. Okay, so as we move through, no, you are not the only person on the call. We just love you. Okay, so let me go ahead to the next one. All right, so what info does Votacall need? Again, do you have an IT person? Who is your IT person? Maybe we know them if you've come to us through one of our partners. Maybe it's somebody new that you're working with, or maybe you don't have anybody at all and you want to ask us some questions and we can help facilitate that. And then do you need us to dispatch a technician? If you do, there's some tech rates that do apply. But for most things, the beauty of, again, a voice over IP phone system and moving it is it's really easy for you guys to move. A lot of times you get one of those little containers, it gets wheeled over to your desk, you pop the two flaps up and you stick all your stuff in it from your desk. You can just throw your phone in there. When you get to the other side, there'll be a cable on your desk. Go ahead and plug the phone in and you're good to go. We can even connect Wi-Fi if we need to. So again, moving is just a much simpler thing. Your phone's going to remember whose phone it is. You can move it whenever you feel like it. Okay. Oh, Kyle, you were supposed to ask a question.
Oh, yeah. So this next question, we actually mentioned on a previous webinar when we were doing time frames. What holiday is celebrated the day after Christmas in the UK, Canada, Australia, and some other countries?
Okay. We'll give you guys a second to answer that one. Let's see how it goes. But yes, we did talk about this. We talked about it on our time frames webinar because we had some changes to our time frames recently where you could schedule stuff. Okay. Good job, Peter. All right, there you go. All right, let me go here. Let's see. All right, so are you ordering a new internet circuit or are you moving your current circuit? Sometimes if you're in the same building, you're just going to have the circuit extended up to the next floor. Sometimes if you're getting moving to a whole new building, we're going to be talking all new internet because your current providers aren't available there, et cetera. So there's a lot of things that we can do to help, with that. Our EdgeMark device that we have on site that manages all your phones, we can add secondary IPs to that just to make it simple for someone to pick up and move and plug in at the other side, etc. So, all right, Kyle, you're up.
In Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the classic from 1964, what does Hermie the elf wish he could be instead? I think his wish comes true at the end there.
I believe it does.
It does.
In a very roundabout way. All right, so if you do have an EdgeMark, as we said, we'll need the new IP information below. Way to go, chat. All right. If we need your gateway, your subnet, public IP. But again, your project manager is going to ask you for all this information. You don't need to write down what we need here, especially if you are moving. I'll show you what we're going to do shortly to get the conversation started. Okay. But Kyle, I'm going to open it up to the next one here. We got some people really crushing it today. Good job, guys.
Exactly. According to the folklore of Austria and some other countries, what horned figure punishes naughty children at Christmas time? It's kind of a scary looking guy.
Okay. Here we go. All right. So are you in a shared office environment? Okay. We have a lot of people who are, again, as we said, we've been doing a lot of moves lately. a lot of times what's going on now with people is that they've got shared office work days, meaning some folks are coming in on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and some folks are coming in on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And so everybody's there on Wednesday, but we're moving that stuff around. And so what we have is people saying, okay, I'm going to put 10. I'm going to put 10 phones on desks somewhere, and we're going to have those be shared. So whoever's in that day, we're gonna have 10 people in on Mondays and 10 people in on this day, etc. And so we can do that. We can use that with something called hot desking, and that becomes an easy thing for us to do for you guys. The button programming will follow you down to the phones. So you can have a profile, you walk over to the phone, you log in, and all the people that you wanted to see on your phone are going to show up. And then when you're done for the day, you can log out and move on. So that's what we mean by a shared office space. And so, yeah, sorry guys, I'm watching some of these answers come in. I'm having some fun here. So, all right. So employees who share an office or desk phone, that's what we mean by shared office environment. And that's what we're talking about here, which is hot desking, AKA hoteling. Desk phones are pre-programmed, so you can log in and out. Once you log in, all your buttons, your voicemail, etc., will all follow through. Kyle, you're up.
All right. In the first Home Alone movie, where does Kevin's family go to for vacation? This is when he's left at home all alone. Where did they go?
All right. All right. So we've got you covered. Oh, sorry. We've got you covered, right? So the good news is, again, with your voice over IP phone system, if everybody just goes away, leaves in the morning, your auto attendant's still going to answer, right? There's nothing in the closet in the phone system. The phone system itself, the brains of it are not in the closet. Geographically redundant data centers, one in Dallas, one in Marlborough, Massachusetts. We've got you covered there. Your auto attendants will answer the phone, direct people to calls. Voicemail and email are going to continue to work, right? So voicemail to email, will continue to function during the move period of time. The Votacall Go mobile app and web phone will continue to work. So if you need to work from home that day, no problem. Right? It's super easy. Load up the web phone. And if you don't know what the web phone is, again, we've got videos on that. We've got webinars on that. And you can just let us know and we'll be sure to give you, reach out to you after this. But you've got your mobile app, your web app. You can also take a phone home. All right. So a lot of our phones are Wi-Fi capable. So you can take the Wi-Fi capable phone home, can connect that to your Wi-Fi, and you can continue to work. So if you're trying to move over a weekend and they say, okay, don't come in on Friday, you can still continue to answer your phone calls, make your phone calls. Or if there's that one client that you need to call, but you really don't want them to have your cell phone, you can open up the mobile app, give them a call, and you're in good shape because the caller ID is obviously going to be the work number. So it really is all about uptime. Now, before I show you our new webpage, all right, if you guys, Kyle, you want to ask another trivia question?
Sure thing. The charity Toys for Tots is run by the reserve force of what branch of the U.S. military?
All right.
I'm working on my trivia voice here.
You got a good trivia voice going on today. You need to get closer to the microphone though and say, in 1946. All right. Okay, folks. So here we go. So we've got the new webpage that we built, which is the moving checklist. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you now. And just give me 1 sec. I got to move this to its own tab and then come over here. And then I got to click share. Kyle, why don't you ask another question while I sort this out?
In the movie The Santa Claus, released in 1994, and its 2 sequels, what famous actor plays the Santa Claus? I mean, I was a 90s kid. I was born in the 80s, and this is easy. I love this guy. He was funny. He felt like part of the family growing up.
All right, so here we go. So what we have here is our moving, doesn't have to be a hassle, and we've got a little checklist for you guys, right? So what we're able to do here is we put a form on here. We talk a little bit about the move. In the old days, just so when I say, hey, we made ourselves a little bit better, what you used to have to do was you'd email into us and somebody would create a ticket for you, and then they'd they'd go out and they'd find this PDF form that we had. And I don't know, one of the things that helped me want to do this webinar was I needed to find that form, and I had to call one of our PMs and say, Jonathan, and I was talking, I said, hey, do you have the move form handy? And he was like, yeah, it's over here. And he sent me the link to go find it. And so I found the move form and I sent it to the client, and now it's a PDF, right? So I got back like a printed version of the PDF that was like scanned and sent back to me with handwritten answers. And that whole process took a little bit of time. Now what we've done is we've just made it a web page. You go here, and I'll start filling one in for you now so that you can get a feel. But it's first thing you put in your name, right? And, company name and all that good stuff. If you have pre-fills, you can do that. And do you have a move date? You say yes, okay, and then you're going to choose your move-in date, right? So I'll say it's the 12th. I didn't give you the 2-week window that you wanted, Kyle. I apologize. All right. Do we have an IT person or staff? Yes, we do. Will all of your staff be moving in the new office, or some staying in the same location? So we'll say, yes, they're moving. I don't like the way that question's written. I think we need to rewrite that one. All right. Will you have a need for additional phones when we move to the new space? Yes. Okay. Do you know how many phones you're going to need? Well, I'm going to need 15, right? As the new office space, a new build out, etc. Well, it's an established workplace. We're just going to say it's a work in progress. All right. And then we're getting a new internet circuit. What's the speed? 1 gig fiber and cable modem for backup. All right. And then what you can do right down here, please provide the new address, and then you click submit. Now, when you click submit, what's going to happen is all that information is going to be condensed into a form and added to a ticket. All right. And you're going to be emailed the ticket, and our solutions group is going to be emailed the ticket. And then we're going to look over all your answers, and we're going to decide based on experience and who you are as a company and how big you are, et cetera. Maybe your project manager, has a great relationship with you still from when they did an onboarding. I really hope so. And they're going to reach out to you, and they're going to start a conversation. And what we're going to do is we're going to arrange a time to do a call, depending on who it is. And we'll do, send you a link. You can pick a time that you want to start talking to us. And we're going to ask you the rest of the questions that we have. Now, there are additional questions, but these questions give us a basis of, okay, who do we need to run this project? All right. Who's going to be the best person for this? And we'll make sure that you get assigned to the best person, who's got the most moves under their belt, et cetera. Okay. So I'm not going to click submit because that's going to open a ticket, and I know who's going to get it, and I don't want to confuse anybody today. So we won't do that. But Kyle, do you have another question for us?
What were Frosty the Snowman's first words when he came to life?
Oh,
and it wasn't Merry Christmas.
No, it wasn't. All right. So let's see. I know you guys thought we weren't going to go to the portal today, but we are. Even though we were talking about our new move checklist and our new web page, Kyle is going to just give you some quick tips and tricks right from here. What's the next one?
Yeah, so to help with some moves, we kind of came up with a couple ideas. So here we are in the admin portal, and I'm going to go over here to the users tab, and this is kind of a quick glance to do an export of all your users. Make sure you have extensions for all the people that you need, get an idea of what your inventory is, and perhaps do you need to add or remove. When you get to this page here, this might not be checked. So a little tip here is when you come to the users tab, you're going to see ring groups, call queues, auto attendants, which what we call system users. You can hit hide system users, and that'll clean up the list. Then you can hit the export button right here, and that'll export just your extensions and your users into an Excel spreadsheet. In addition to that, you also have this button here called phone list. So if we click on that, it'll open up in a different tab, and it'll show all your extensions, the phone number assignment. You're going to see across the top over here, main phone, mobile phone, Teams phone, and web phone. So if anybody has a desk phone registered, you'll see the check mark there. But if the desk phone is not registered, you'll see a red X. And under the mobile phone, if you see the green arrow, that means that user is logged into the mobile app. If you have Microsoft Teams integration, you'll see a green check mark there. And if you're using the web phone, you would also see a green check mark there as well. you can also export this. So it kind of gives you a good idea of who has a desk phone, if you're moving, who's logged into the mobile app to make sure you're taking calls during the move and so forth. So a couple little tips and tricks right there for you. Anything else you want to show here, Dan?
No, I think it's just a great idea if you are moving to go through your extension list. It's going to be one of those things that we encourage, right? Sometimes maybe somebody's name has changed. Maybe, there's going to be something called, there's going to be a lobby phone and you're not going to have a lobby phone, or you want to change the name of it. Or maybe some people have left and you still have users for them and you are downsizing. So you want to just identify which users or phones we want to be able to pull out. Conference room names are usually going to change, right? Maybe your one of your conference rooms is on faces Boylston Street and the other faces St. Paul Street, but you're moving to somewhere completely different. So we're not going to keep those conference room names, right? Those are going to change quite frequently. So just a great idea to give yourself some perspective on what are you doing right now? What are you paying for right now? And is this a good time to take a look at all that stuff? So I think that was it, Kyle, with regards to that.
Excellent.
You must have another question, though. I think you have.
We got two more left. All right. In the Christmas story, what present does Ralphie want more than anything for Christmas? I used to have one. Go up to my main grandpa's and go play out in the woods.
I bet you he wants a Griswold hockey jersey with the Wally World symbol on it.
Right there. Yeah, that was a nice jersey.
It's good. I told you, man. You wear this shirt out, you will have conversations with complete strangers.
I'm sure you'd would. Final trivia question. What well-known Christmas carol became the first song ever broadcast from space in 1965?
All right. So there is our last question.
We'll give about 30 seconds to answer that one, and we'll go right through the answers real quick. I know we got busy days, so we'll go through these, get you home, pick a winner for the pickleball set. I'll reach out to you afterwards, get to the shipping address, and then Chad, I'll follow up after with your question in regards to the edge mark as well.
Yeah, I did actually answer it quickly, but I believe that's that they're both. There's a pair there, and they're both owned.
Okay. Yep. I'll reconfirm, and
they're actually the larger edge marks, not the smaller ones. So,
gotcha.
If I remember correctly.
All right, let's do a run through of the trivia questions. The Grinch's dog's name was Max. 2 billion Christmas cards are sent each year. There are 25,000 lights on that house right behind Dan. The holiday after Christmas celebrated in UK, Canada, Australia is Boxing Day. Not this kind of boxing, but boxing like boxes, I guess. Hermie the elf wanted to be a dentist. The horned figure that punishes naughty children at Christmas time is Krampus. In Home Alone, Kevin's family went to Paris, France when he was left all alone and waiting for those wet or sticky bandits. The Toys for Tots is run by the Reserve of the Marines.
Hoorah.
Tim Allen plays the Santa Claus. Frosty the Snowman's first words were "Happy Birthday." Ralphie wanted a Red Ryder BB gun more than anything. And lastly, the first Christmas carol to be played in space or broadcast from space in 1965 was Jingle Bells. And that concludes our trivia. So we're gonna pick a winner today for our pickleball set. I wrote names down, and I'm gonna pick them out. Chad's going to be our winner today. Chad, you're going to get a pickleball set in the mail. I'll reach out with your answer for the edge marks and also the shipping address of where you want your pickleball set to be sent to.
All right. Thank you again, folks, for coming. We hope you enjoy these. If you ever have any ideas on something you'd like us to do a webinar on, please feel free. Don't forget, this is our last one of the year, so we'll see you again at the end of January. Enjoy your holidays. Whatever they may be, and hopefully you get some time off to relax a little bit with family and friends. We can't thank you enough for being here, and doing this with us. It is, again, we're not one of the big marketing engines out there. We are, we are a small boutique voice over IP firm, and we try to make it as personal as we can. Again, happy holidays. Chad, anything else? I'm sorry, Chad, anything else? Yeah. Chad won. Congrats, Chad, by the way. Kyle, anything? You're Kyle. Anything else?
Hey, no, I'm good. Yeah, happy holidays and happy New Year's. We'll be back next month with another webinar.
All right. Be safe on the slopes, my friend. I'll talk to you soon.
Will do. Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.